What's good, party people? This is According to Woods, and I have the honor and pleasure to have my friend. He's a hashtag good brother. He is a member of the Chiver community. Keep on, chive on. He is the one, the only Freddie Havoc. Freddie, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, Adam Woods? Been a long time. What I was like one of your first guests originally in your house.
Yeah. Oh, I see that pro wrestling because you're a worker. Soft handshake, bro. I get you because you're a worker. Kiz Fizz, in your house. I see what you did there. No, but it is in fact right above here, right there. KCCO, keep, ch-
Keep calm, Chivon.
yes, there you go.
Go.
Right there, Fred Havoc. And right after that, the fucking pandemic happened.
Boom. It was. It wasn't my. It wasn't because of me.
That's the story.
I'm
Let's
throwing
keep
it out
that.
there.
Yeah.
It was not because of me.
Dude, it's been crazy. The fucking everything is crazy. Everybody in their politics, everybody in their religion, everybody in their flies. I kind of don't give a shit. I ended up getting COVID uh, about August 14th. Damn near killed me 12 times, and that's not fun. So I don't
I'm.
give a shit what you do.
I'm glad
Uh,
you're here. I'm glad you're better. You know what's funny is we haven't been together for a while, right? But we just
yeah.
ran into each other multiple times at like all these jujitsu submission tournaments.
Yeah.
So I just saw you, and because of you, I gotta use my other hand because I feel weird. I feel like I'm pointing the opposite direction. Because of you, um, you introduced me to Zeta Zang, so I was kind of happy. You know,
Yeah,
definitely that was a highlight of my night there.
that's awesome. No, she's the fam. Uh, I mean, I love just like I love you. I love her. It's just like my
Big love
wife.
fest.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like when you can swap memes and fart jokes and whatever, and and it's all out of love, no offensive shit or whatever, and that's when like whatever, like Zeta and I, it was just like the first time you and I met, we
Mm.
fucking whatever, and we just talked for like 3 hours and shit like that, and it was like, oh, I think we got to go home now.
Right? It was. I mean, I remember staying at your house for hours. We shot the we shot. We
We
were
shot
shooting.
the podcast. It was 1 hour, but you came 2 hours before and stayed 3 hours after.
I think I even made you late. You had to go pick up your Wi-Fi thing, and I was like, I think you
Yeah,
gotta
no, 100%. That was so fun, and it's funny because I actually was setting up to have live guests via like Rogan, that type of deal. Have people in studio and just and I think it's you. Jesus Christ, why am I play? God, a boxer out of Bakersfield whose name I'm trying to remember. Matt Gaver, yes, Matt Gifted Gaver, and then Mike Gross from Sparstar, and Combate Global, and then right after that, that was it. And I actually, you guys both dated it, so uh, actually, Matt Gaver was essentially 1-2-20, and on 1-2-19 the year before, Mike Gross, right? So I had one guest in 2019 in studio, then I had you pretty soon after, and then Matt Gaver uh, the second day of January 2020, right before shit went down. What, 2 months later, the world fucking ended, and it was just weird, man. But it was good. If you guys are gonna be the three, you guys are the three. And it wasn't until July that I started this deal. Shout out to the Keyboard Warriors podcast. They were like, "Hey, you should come on our podcast," and I did it. And they're like, "Why don't you fucking have one?" I was like, "Cause I can't edit." And they're like, "No, fucking go live, fucker. Like use Streamyard." And I'm like, "Okay." And almost 500 episodes later, here we are, just since July 1st, 2020.
I've seen some of your great work and some of your great interviews, and man, it's been an honor, to say I was one of the first guys on there to help. going on. I'm not saying anybody. I jump started it, but it's like
Yeah, you did. I
one
mean, to get a Frank Trigg or a Josh Barnett or Ashley Evan Smith or a Zeta Zhang and what is it? Simon Gotch, right? Alex Coughlin, right? Chris Dickinson, Dirty Daddy, right? The United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Champion. The Chiver had to clear the way so all of those things could happen. It's almost like if you can't do the poo poo stiltskin, you got to stick the finger up the butt, and then here we go, and it releases everything, and that's it. But instead of poop, it's been actually like a river of dreams. Hashtag Billy Joel. Yes, I went from poop to Billy Joel. I, you can't have one without the other.
agreed.
Yeah, bro. So what's been up? What's the haps? I mean, obviously, I mean, for those of you that don't know, Freddie has been, kind of, you know, not toiling around, but definitely put in work all around the Southern California scene, whether it's a worker himself or as a referee. So what's the haps, man? Like, I saw something that actually made me reach out to you, and I was like, canceled. In a world full of cancel culture, I'm like, oh no, what the fuck? So,
You know, be on that list one day. You know what? I'm not even worried. You know what? I am.
Chad Rico! Oh, hashtag one of the best refs in the game, says Freddie the Man. Shout out to Chad Rico. One of the best looking sons of bitches ever. Ever. Just like Freddie.
Thank
You
you.
referees, like you, Jeremy Marcus, Nick Bonanno, like you guys are killing it and killing in whatever Tinder. What is it, Tinder? Right? That's
Yeah,
the thing. Yeah.
Bumble. I'm humble, so I do the swipe thing,
Oh, okay. Right on.
left, right. It all works out either way, right?
Hopefully that's what she says.
Oh yes, that's what she says.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
gentleman doesn't say much.
Hey, I've been married 15 years. Tomorrow's my wife's birthday, so I don't know what the fuck any of that shit is. I hear it in commonplace, and I try to be cool, but I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Don't look at me. I've been single for too long. I'm not even gonna go there. Not,
Okay, so what we're basically telling me is you are living single in a 90s kind of world. I'm glad I got my. Actually, you don't. Right, keep your head up, right? Keep your head up.
and
That's right.
it's more like that. That one song, bye, 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 bye.
Oh, never want to be hit your game for two. You may hear me, but it ain't no lie. Bye, bye, bye.
Yes, pretty much.
I
Do
just
you
dropped something.
have,
I can do the. It
you know?
never been a game for two. Something like that. You may hear me, but it ain't no lie. Bye, bye, bye. And the reason why I know that is because there was something like there was a meme that I did, and I put the memes to the fucking music and whatever, and I was like, I knew I wanted that fucking song, but at what part of the meme? And I was just like, just another player in the game for two, and it was like, a groom lifting up his bride.
Uh,
Oh no, I'm sorry, girl dancing on the table at like a wedding, some sort of function,
I'm
right?
not. You're gonna go look at these lyrics as you're talking. Go on.
Yes, and she fucking back breaks. Like there's a chair there. She falls off the fucking table, drunk as shit, right?
Uh,
And she fucking hits the damn thing with her spinal column, right? And that's why I did the fucking "You May Hear Me." I think that's the one. I don't know. There's a lot of space floating around the ears. I'm not even sure what I say in podcasts, let alone what I post in the memes. I just like I'm gonna share it with people, and hopefully I don't get canceled.
no, I hope not. We shouldn't be. We supposedly. Here's the deal. You got some people who are like, "Oh, this is America. We're free. We're free. We're free." But then when you say something that you want to say, it's like you get canceled because people don't agree with you. It's like, look, people need to chill out. Everybody wants to get canceled too damn quick. People like you that do hard work in the sense of the interviews and things like that. You're sitting on like on like crumbs, like little fucking things where if you say something wrong, or step something wrong, you make this uproar. People are gonna get upset. It's like you can no longer say what you want to say, and we're taking that power of your freedom of what you can speak of because you're scared to offend people, and I think that's crap. Like not we're all entitled to an opinion. We can all you know have an opinion, but it's like we can get along, cannot get along. It's like a buddy of mine and myself. We don't like talking politics, and we have two different sides of views, but we respect each other enough to say, "Hey, bro, you know what? This is why I don't like it. This is why I don't like it." And then guess what? Then later on night, we go have a beer together. Nobody's feelings got hurt.
Mhm.
It's like I'm not here to say you're right, you're wrong. We're all entitled to an opinion, and that's it.
Right, and nobody. I mean, I think people are quick to, and it's not just now. It's always been the case with like whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Like here in the states, right? You had Boston Tea Party. We were taught like, oh, it was awesome, great patriots, dressed up like natives in brown face because like, oh, if the English were like, hey, we're gonna fuck them up, you're like, hey, it wasn't us. It was the people, the natives that were here and shit like that. And then not only was it racist, but also probably one of the most ecological catastrophic events in the what Eastern Seaboard. There's generations of fish, right, that are not here because some fuckheads wanted to dump tea in the sea.
Yep. And it wasn't
Yeah.
even good to me. It
I don't
wasn't.
know. British tea. I'm offended. I'm triggered, sir, because my mom is from the British Commonwealth of Fiji, or at least it used to be. Got emancipated in like 1970, right? But yeah, dude, I love tea.
That's. I mean, I like sweet tea with lemonade. What they call that? The almond palmer.
Arnold Palmer, those are awesome.
I
Hell
always call it.
yes.
I always call it Arnold Palmer. Like
It's
I
because
always
he grew up
promise.
in San Francisco and the Terminator was our governor. And well,
Oh,
not
like
San Francisco, California. What the fuck? I was born in fuck, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I was saying. Which is not great when you host a podcast, but
we've had a few cold ones. We're enjoying. I just
yeah, and
finished.
the cold water from hashtag Costco, uh,
Right.
Kirkland signature.
I just had like four shots and at my nephew's birthday party. I was celebrating right now before I got on the podcast. And I'm a little warmed up. I had to warm myself up, get ready for this event.
Wait,
Because
wow.
you know what, tonight you don't know what I'm going to say, but at the end of the day, it's coming from the heart, and some things have to be said. And you know what, no one's going to get offended. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'll respect your opinion, but at least I'll say whatever I want to say from my end.
Exactly. And I just love the fact that you're like, you felt the confidence of saying, like, I had four shots at my nephew's birthday party. Uh, I'm sure your nephew's like, Theo, no!
No, what's funny is so I wrestle, right? Ref wrestling, and I'm gonna talk about what I can now add announcing, and we'll get to that one in a little bit. But I get there, and they know I wrestle. They go out and support me and watch me, right? And I didn't know what to do, but my brother was like, "Hey, do you think some of the boys that you know can come down to the birthday party?" My nephews are old enough now to love wrestling, and I had to, not to pull the curtain too far back, but there's certain people that I can invite and that I cannot invite. So I'm inviting like the ones that can come, and one of the guys that came over, my nephews were like, "What? Like what?" And with that being said, it's like they made their day. They're so excited to see these wrestlers, and they were more excited to see him than they were excited to see me. It's like they were telling my mom who was at the party. They're like, "Can you believe it? Like we have a pro wrestler at my like. Well, I am your uncle. I come to your house all the time. Why aren't you ever this excited for me? No, he was excited that everybody else was there. Like, man, give me a shot. He was,
Wow.
but I'm glad that I could do something like that for them. And make myself a fool of them.
Yeah, and that's a pretty crafty way of getting out of buying a birthday gift. 10 points. 10 puntos, Tio Freddy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my god, give me a shot.
I mean, that's the greatest gimmick ever, man. Like like I'm a wrestler. Oh, you want real wrestlers? Cool.
Yeah.
Call the buddy over. Call the homeboy over. It's like, yeah, show up in your gimmick. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Why? It's like there'll be free beer and might be chicks.
Right? Like,
Right? Like that's I'm in. This motherfucker drives 2 hours because they're used to making towns, right?
yeah.
So like, actually, chicks and beer is one hell of a payday.
Uh, a
No gimmicks needed, damn it.
handshake, a handshake and a hot dog.
And they don't even have to set up the ring.
Yeah,
Oh, bro. I
but
mean, but
yeah,
that was your Sunday, right? I don't know my days. I know they end in day, and it's just interchangeable. The front part of the word, but I digress. Like that was your Sunday theoretically,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But Saturday, something peculiar happened.
Oh yeah. So something peculiar happened. It's here's the deal, man. I'm gonna lay it out. I don't even care. I'm pissed off about it, and no better way to do it than just to express yourself and so get it out there. So here's the deal. In our first interview we had, you asked about my unbelievably start. It was a small company called EW.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me, because the mic was breaking up. Let me mute and unmute. Let's see. Because I want to make sure it's there. So go for it. Let's
Can
see.
you hear me? Radio check 1 2 1
Yeah,
2. Radio
you're
check.
good.
I'm gonna be like a DJ tonight.
There you go.
So
Dun
in
dun dun.
2001, I was a part of a group of backyard wrestlers. We were those kids that started a company called UEW because nobody gave us a shot, nobody gave us a chance, and we wanted to be pro wrestlers, and we burned ourselves because we started off as backyard wrestlers. And fast forward to so many years later, we're about 20 years later. 2001 was when we did our first show. We're in 2021, and I haven't wrestled. I didn't wrestle the entire 20-year span, but I got a good number, a good chunk, maybe half of that of wrestling. And when I made my return in 2015, it was only right that I went back to the company that's gave me a chance. Out of respect, it's what we're taught in the business is you respect, the people that give you a chance. You always go back to your home. Fast forward to this show on Saturday. The last time UEW did a show was about 3 years ago. I showed up at the show, not booked at that show, and they asked me, "Hey, do you mind being a part of the show tonight? You're one of the originals. Like the fans would love to see you." I said, "Sure." I did a match that night, and I did it in street clothes. I didn't have no gear. I wasn't there prepared to wrestle, and that was because due to at that time prior obligations, I wasn't sure if I was even going to make it. But I had to be there because it's UEW. It was my home. It's where I started. It's the people that trained me that gave me a shot. The gentleman's name is Andre Verdun. He owned the company. He's a friend of mine since high school.
Wow.
So I have a lot of history with this. So in 2000, what is it? A few years back, right before the last show 3 years ago, he stepped away and let a group of people run the show. Um, uh, Out of respect and out of certain things, I'm not going to mention names or point
Mm-hmm.
fingers. I'm just going to say it's people that weren't in the business necessarily 100%. It was just someone that loved wrestling. Was in the right place at the right time. Got trained a little bit and just was given the okay to run shows under the UEW moniker. the letters, the trademark, whatever you want to call it. So I did the show, got a big pop, and we thought it was going to be a goodbye because there was really a rumor that pretty much the company had gone flat broke and they weren't going to do any more shows. So I said, you know what? That's why I wanted to be there in case it was the final show. I wanted to say goodbye and say thank you to the fans and fiends. We called them fiends, and that word was more popular before Bray Wyatt. So before anybody says we're stealing the name, no, that's what we have always called our fans. We always called them fiends since 2015, maybe before 15, but I wasn't around. As I recall, we kept calling them fiends in 2015. Um, so it was the last show. I gave it everything, even took a few chair shots, unprotected to the head. I sacrificed my body for this company. Um, that's why sometimes I stutter and things like that, but I don't regret a single thing about it. So fast forward now to this past, Saturday. We're gonna rewind a little bit to about a month or two ago. I heard they were doing a show. They somehow, after 3 years, were able to say, we're gonna do one more show, and I felt that I owed them something, even though I've moved on to train with the Lucha homies and become a different style of wrestler, not just the hardcore style wrestler. Like I wanted to be more, and get opportunities as well as refereeing. Getting help from Marty Elias, from um, Rick Knox, who also helped me, and Chad Rico, if he's still on here. He's
Yeah.
also a gentleman who helped me out in getting bookings and getting me stuff down in San Diego. And that's how you kind of met me as a ref, and I did a great job of it because I was almost like I wanted to be a part of the business still, not necessarily be a full time wrestler because my body was hurting from all those death matches, but that's what it was. So that was me. I wanted to give back to UEW. I said, you know what? So I called up the who I thought was the promoter or the person in charge, and I said, hey, I don't know what's going on with the show. Nobody's reached out, but I'm reaching out to you because I feel like I need to give back to the people. I want to give back. I want to be there for the show. I said I'm the last original, one of the original wrestlers still wrestling. I mean, when you think of UEW, there's a few of us who kept wrestling, but there's a small percentage of us, and this isn't. I don't even include myself in that small percentage who have actually made something of themselves in this business. When I think of UEW, I think of Los Luchas, Zocre and Phoenix Star, who are actually big name people in the independent circuit
Yeah.
who who work for Santinos, who work for PWG, they work for PWG, who've been all over. They haven't gotten their big break, which I don't know why they haven't been to PW. These are guys that I met in 2001, originals, um, and they were still doing. There was the same name, same gimmicks, everything. But we became friends, and they're my brothers. You're my hermano. These guys are my brothers. So we got those two guys, and there's one more name that I think of when I think of UEW besides Andre Verdun, aka Suicide, is somebody who actually made something of himself. That's Scorpio Sky. So there's very little of us from the original crew that are still doing this. So I called them and I said, "Hey, I would love to have a match." I said, "If you fit me in the card, that'd be awesome. I'm not looking for anything big. I would love to do a match. Like I'll bring in my own guy. And as far as one of the lucha homies, someone who I think that I can have a great competitive match with, whether it's someone I hate or not. It's just let's find something that we can do." And they gave me that. They were like, okay, well, technically originally they didn't give me that. They were like, their response was, "Let me see what I can do," and it was kind of like weird. Like I was kind of like, "Let
Like
me
put
see what."
off.
Yeah, like what do you mean? Let me see what I can do. Like I'm an original. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I deserve a right, but
Does that look familiar?
Kyle, yeah, There he is, Kyle Wild. There he is.
Yeah.
Kyle Wild is the voice of the underground, in my opinion. Um, so I was kind of thrown off, but I said, okay, fine, let me know what's going on. The flyer came out, my face wasn't on the flyer. So I said, oh, I guess they didn't find a spot for me. Nobody reached out to me and said, hey, yeah, I don't have a spot. So I made a comment and I said, oh, I guess I just put shaking my head. I was kind of bummed out that I wasn't going to be a part of this show. And then the promoter who I thought was a promoter, reaches out to me Like after my comments, like, hey, I'm really sorry, I'm really busy, but I was able to get you a spot. I said, okay, great. That's awesome. I was really pumped. And then she told me, we got somebody for you. He's one of the heroes, and we're gonna put you in this match. But she made it sound like it was a bad thing. She's like, it's gonna be an opening match, and you're probably gonna get 10 to 12 minutes. I said that's the 15-minute time limit, whatever you want to call it. I was like, sure, fucking great. I can. I'm not complaining. I was like, I'm not. I don't. I told you I didn't want the main event spot. I just wanted to do a one and done match where I gave back to the company that gave me something. I wanted to give them one last good match because honestly, I don't. I'm 38 years old. I'm not gonna be doing this much longer. My
Right.
body hurts. I have a few good matches left, maybe a good year and a half left of what I can do. I'm a realist. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm the greatest. I'm this. I'm that. Before we got on here, I just said, hey, I'm a great worker. Not a great wrestler, but I am. I'm a good wrestler. I'm not the greatest wrestler. No AJ Scott, Ricochet. I'm just Freddie. I know what I can do. I know what I offer. I know what I bring to the table. So they were like, great. 5 to 10 minutes. I said, whatever. I mean, sorry, 10 to 15 minutes, whatever. I said, hey, I can do that. So fast forward to that was like I said that was about a month ago.
Right.
Fast forward to about a week and a half ago. I'm hearing my opponent run his mouth. Cut his promo on me. Actually, respond to this promo. I respond to the promo. They're pretty much wanting a match out. Um, and in the call out, and when I posted it on so people could see, we all hashtag things. We all hashtag. Because people look for hashtags that pop up.
Right.
In that hashtag, uh, I did it because I felt that it was right. I remember, and it's pretty much promoting. I mean, UEW stands for Underground Empire Wrestling. Underground being the word. So I felt that being the last of the originals, I put on there hashtag voice of the underground.
Right.
I'm one of the last guys. People look at me when I go in that building and say, "Hey, you're an original." Look, I'm not saying I'm the voice. It was just a friendly hashtag. All it was. No ill will. Um, with that being said, I get a call this past Monday. They're like, "Hey, we got a problem." I said, "What's up?" Like, what's the problem? Here, I'm thinking here that the match is getting canceled. But
What?
that's like I said, I wasn't sure. It didn't seem too convincing when they said I was. So I said, fine. So what's the problem? So did you hashtag Voice of the Underground? I said, yeah. I said that's. I just put that on there. No, no, not thinking like, oh, this is this or that. I was like, why? What's wrong with that hashtag? Like, well, Ozzy, which is their commentator or announcer, is pissed off at you. I said, why? Because that's what he calls himself, and he thinks that you're disrespecting him. I said, excuse me, like I'm not disrespecting him. I was like, I didn't even. There was no ill will. It was just a bunch of hashtags because with the word underground's in it. So I'm trying to get everything that says underground in there. From I am underground to this is underground to underground empire. Right? All these hashtags. He's like, I know, but I just want to make sure that that he's bothered by this and he's ready to pull off the show. And I said, well, look, let him know that I didn't mean any ill will, but I think it's kind of something big over a hashtag. And she's like, I know, I tried to explain it to them. I'm trying to deal with that, And I'm like, okay, look, I'm sorry. I'll apologize to you, but I'm not going to apologize to him just because I didn't mean any ill will. I think this, why am I apologizing for? I didn't take a shot at him. I didn't try to steal his gimmick. It was,
Mm.
and the apology. So tells me that, and then she's like, "Well, I got more news for you." I said, "Okay, because of this, you're only gonna get 6 minutes now. Six, 6 match. That's the time that I'm giving. That's what you gotta." I said, I stayed quiet, but you know what? As a professional, as I know what I can do in the ring, I said, fuck it. I can do that. That's not a problem. Hey, don't worry about it. I got it. I can do that. Like, are you okay with that? I was like, yeah. I mean, shit. I see WWE matches go only 5 minutes.
Right.
It's a time we got to stick to it. Whatever. That's part of life. I'm not bummed out. I still get a match. I still get to do what I do best. Not a problem. So we do that. I get to the show. I'm smiles. I'm smiles all day yesterday. I showed up, or 2 hours before showtime, 2.5 hours before showtime. I believe it's 2 or 2. I wasn't there, but I showed up around 5 o'clock. Um, I'm hugging everybody. I'm giving everybody handshakes. Everybody's happy to see me back in that locker room. A lot of boys were like, "Hey, man, good to see you back. I can't believe it's been so long." Like it
Wow.
felt very homely.
Yeah.
Um, with that being said, I see that prick Ozzy, and I go and give him a fucking handshake. And as a professional that I am, but some people are gonna say I'm not professional for what I do at the end of the story. But keep in mind, I'm keeping it professional. I'm not approaching him anyway. I go and shake his hand. And when he shakes my hand, he gives me the limp handshake, and then he looks away, like not even a respectful eye to eye contact, or anything like that. It's just a fucking demonstration like that, and just look away. So it's gonna be like that. I said that in my head, and that's what it was. So after that, I go talk to Danielle, like, hey, where's what's going on? What's the word? Like, oh, this is it. Blah blah blah. Okay, cool. So when I get there, finally my opponent shows up, Eddie Vice. Keep in mind, since 2 months ago, he and I have been promoting this show. We've been we've been posting about this thing. This is our match. We're gonna kick each other's ass. Blah blah blah. The whole 9 yards. Being pumping up the crowd for this match because I really wanted to give them a fucking hell of a match, something different, something that they've never seen before. Um, about 20, I'm gonna say 20 to 30 minutes. I think it's closer to 20 minutes before go time. Um, I was told that hey, Ozzy is in charge of matches. He's gonna come talk to you about your match, and and this is what we're gonna do. I said okay, that's fine. I said, no worries. I didn't realize that he had this much pull, this much rank.
Wow.
I'm kind of thrown off, but I'm like, okay, whatever. And obviously, there's this heat. He comes up and he's like, "Hey, you're only gonna get 45 seconds." I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Yeah, somebody's not showing up to. Somebody couldn't show up to the show because they had car problems. So we're down a match. So we're gonna move you from first to third, and you're only getting 45 seconds." I said, "Wait a minute, what?" And they explained it to me, and I wasn't happy with that. And there was more stuff to it. I don't want to pull the curtain too back, but it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna have to pull the curtain back here. And if I get shit for this, I get shit for this. They gave me this rundown of what they wanted in the match, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna send someone's gonna come in the ring and beat the shit out of you." After that. So I'm pretty much just getting an intros, and get the shit beat out of me, and fucking that's what I get. So I went from a 10 to 12 minute match to a 6 minute match. So I pissed somebody off to a 6 minute match to that person now saying, "Hey, you got 45 fucking seconds." I didn't waste all my fucking time promoting, doing all these things, promising people one hell of a fucking match. Promised them the rematch, the most anticipated rematch, because I had faced Eddie Vice earlier in this year at another company. We fucking killed it. We were probably match of the night, but we fucking did it. We did our job. Promoter was happy there. People were always asking, "Hey, when are you gonna do this match again?" So we were able to do. We were supposed to do this match again at another promotion. Fuck it. Let's show everybody what I can fucking do.
Yeah.
I felt so disrespected, like I said, as being one of the originals, as being someone that helped this company grow.
Right.
that knowing that this is going to be my last match there, that I get belittled to a 45-second match. Some people said, "Hey, if you're getting paid for this, you should have done it." That's the catch. I said, I asked her, I was like, "Well, what about our pay?" They said, "Oh, well, you're not going to get paid, but I will pay you out of my pocket because that's what I told you. You got to make sure I take care of you." I said, "Look, you are not the promoter. That fool is fucking apparently the promoter. Like, why is it coming out of your pocketbook and not out of the promoter's pocketbook? This isn't right to you." Keep in mind the person that I think is in charge, the promoter that I'm thinking this person is in charge,
Right.
is one of my former students as a referee.
Wow.
So it's not even somebody that's just randomly there. Like, I trained this person. I'm one of the persons that trained you. And this is the respect that you're giving me, someone that took the time to teach you the refereeing, to teach you how to do it properly. And now you're telling me that you have no pull, that I have to listen to this fucktard who has a vendetta against me and wants to make me look like a fucking joke. And then he's like, "Oh, well, we have something planned for you in March. Your word means shit now because you gave me your word that I'd have a fucking match. I do this, and now it's belittled to something this small.
Right.
So what do you think? What makes me think and trust you that you're gonna keep your word so that when March comes down, I still have a spot? Because it's easy for a promoter to be in March and be like, hey, you know what? We don't have room for you. So I could do the favors today and get still fucked over at the end of the day, even though I did the right fucking thing.
Yeah. Well, let's get to it because the comments are kind of uh, out of this world, bro. So, man, they doing you so dirty so far, brother, and that's coming from Richard. Eddie Dropkick says Fred is a different man now. No need to get squash fool. That fool's a legend. Caleb Bryant Pearson says 45 seconds is disrespectful, and I guess contrary. Uh, Kamikaze says there's a lot of context that is missing from this, also untruths. So, not sure what that's about. And yeah, you don't wait until someone travels to a show just to flip the script at the very last minute. No, it is. Um, yeah, so, wow, that's a lot. It's a whole lot. And,
Like I said, if they're saying it's untruths, the truth is, like I said, I was told that if I did this, I get a fucking another match in March and another match in March. Again, your word right now means shit, in my opinion. You just fucking lie to me. I just busted my ass to do this. Yes, I'm the one that asked to be put on this show. I'm the one that did this. Again, I'm not shitting on the promotion. I'm not shitting on the person that I thought was promoter. I love that company to fucking death. But I did feel that 45 seconds was a slap in my fucking face
yeah,
because I did the work. I'm not asking for anything. Like, I felt like, hey, I did the work. I did my job of promoting. I wanted to make sure shit got done. I wanted to make sure this and I wanted to make sure that. Like I said, there's people that are gonna say that I should have done it and this and that. And look, maybe you're right. Maybe I should have done it. But to me, it's a disrespect to myself and my boy who worked hard to promote this fucking thing,
yeah,
to do these things. And again, this is under the impression that I'm at. How is it that I can go and do a 45-second match to do something? I don't give a shit about that. Like if there's a story behind it, if there's a story for it, by all means, I'll fucking do it. You know, if there's a payoff for it, that's the whole part of the business. Is
yeah.
there's stories, you develop stories, and you develop stories, and there's got to be a fucking payoff. You know, and the fact that there was not that, it's horseshit, and I know fans are pissed off and saying that I should have stayed and I should have done that, but again, it was more about me knowing what I'm worth. And again, I got no ill will towards UEW, towards my former student who I thought was running the thing. I'm not here to say they're fucking they're bad people. No, on the contrary, I love that company. I wish them the best. But for me, for my sake, for my self respect, and for the respect of Eddie Vice, someone who I know puts in the work, someone who I know that was sent out to Mexico, and it's got great feedback and is being welcomed back to Mexico. You know, I owe it to him for something more, something better, something exciting, and it frustrates me. I've never ever in my life canceled a match for an injury, or something that was already pre-booked. It's one thing to say, "Hey, I'm injured. I can't work this show." That's one thing. But if I was ever booked for a show, I've always shown up. Always shown up on time since day one. Never have missed a match. I mean, I've done a match fucking hungover. I got my ass chewed out by the promoter. I learned my lesson of never doing that again. But I still showed up and did my job. And
Right.
I've never pulled out. Now a lot of people got mad because I posted on Facebook and Instagram that, hey, match canceled. Hey, it's the truth. There was a lot of people that I personally knew that were still driving to the venue specifically for this match,
Right.
and and I had to say something like, hey, if this is something you were looking forward to, I'm sorry, this match is canceled. I'm not doing the match. At no point am I saying don't come to the show. Still come to the show and support it if you love wrestling. But there's still people that were specifically interested
Right.
in our match, and I felt that I owed them. Like, hey, I don't want them to get to the show and be like, hey, what happened to Freddie?
Yeah. No, and it's crazy because like, so the first time that I saw you wrestle, it was for a promotion that we both know, and I was like, who in the hell is that cat? Because like, I think before I met you as a ref at Bumps and Bruises, right, and then I saw you wrestle. I just happened to be in the spot, and I was just like, "Whoa!" The referee. I was like, "Is it a Danny Davis or Shane, Sewell, where the referee becomes a wrestler, and only to find out that in the case with Shane Sewell and Impact or TNA at the time, he was Pretty Boy Shane in Puerto Rico and this whole thing, WWC champion and all that, whatever. So that's why I was like that. So I know when you wrestle, I've seen it myself, people do come out in
Yeah,
drove and they're passionate.
and like I said, man, I apologize to the boys, some of the boys, not all the boys. I apologize to some of the boys for the way I acted, and yes, I am pissed off. Yes, I am angry. Yes, and I'm gonna get probably heat for all this. But you know what? You wanted to find out. You called me up. Said, hey, we want to talk about what happened, what's going on. And this is what happened. Like I'm sorry if I'm breaking the boundaries or this and that, but I'm pissed. I'm pissed off at the situation. Again, I got nothing bad to say about UEW. I got nothing bad to say about that. The way I look at it, the way I feel, it was one person who who for some reason doesn't like me. Again, I don't know what I did prior to this. I've always felt like he had something against me, and I admit, and sometimes I got in my own head like, oh, maybe it's just myself. But then this shit happens, and I'm just like this, and people are probably asking me like, why am I doing this now? Why would I say this now? Look, I'm pissed. I'm pissed at the situation. I feel like I let a lot of people down. I felt like I did all this great shit. And I'm not looking for an apology. I'm not looking for anything like that. This is just a learning experience. I have, like I said, and I'll say it again, it's kind of contradicting this and that about this, but I got nothing against UEW. That's my fucking home. That was, my home. I'm gonna say was because I know I'm not gonna be welcome back there,
Right.
and I'm not gonna be welcome back there. I honestly, things could have been handled differently, and they were handled in the way that I felt was very good. All day I've been off all day. Nobody's reached out to me, to talk to me. If anybody, I've gotten support from people saying like, "Hey, man, I would have done the same thing. I don't like the way it was, and I'm sorry if they're listening and people are pissed off at me. But guess what? I'm entitled to how to feel the way I feel. We just talked about this earlier. We're gonna get butthurt about this, but I'm entitled to feel the way I feel. It's not
Right.
a not an ego thing. It's not. I can't say it's completely not an ego thing. It might be an ego thing where
I mean, you can't not be an entertainer and carry some sort of ego, especially if you've basically made the towns and done what is the prerequisite. You paid your dues, so to speak, right? Like I've set up a few rings, I've set up a few cages in my day. I'm not the best at it, but it's just, I mean, when Herb Dean and Big John McCarthy are like, hey, I set up cages and set up chairs and everything. So yeah, I'd be in a suit before I do my interviews, and I'd set up the ring and cage and everything. I mean, with Daniel Rodriguez, who's now top 15 in the UFC, and that's the thing. Those are paying your dues. So when people are like, you just got here, it's like, no, there was like 5 years before, or I'm still paying my dues. Am I Rogan? No. And you can continue to kind of compare yourselves to people with more or what have you, but like, it's just you at the end of the day, you know your worth, right? Which coming in the comments, Eddie Dropkick says untruth or just their BS. And then I'll entertain it a little bit if you want to respond to it, and if a person, particularly in the comments, wants to go ahead and hear his side of the story, just like you, they're welcome. Just go ahead. I'm not a hard guy to find, according to Woods, across all social medias. That's not a plug. It's just let me know, right?
Mm.
And he's saying that it's disrespectful to say you're told 20 minutes before the bell. You were told nearly as soon as your opponent Eddie Vice arrived, 2 hours prior. Uh, and then Eddie Dropkick says, "End of the day. Imagine promoting for a month only to for them to cut it short twice, then cutting it once more for a big fool to squash you." No, I mean ideologically that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, I even philosophical differences with the WWE, Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles at Mania, we all wanted it, and then it was absolute jack shit. Also, Raw Underground with these badasses, supposedly, whatever, and then debut in the same night as Retribution. The motherfuckers that are fucking shit up. Why don't you get the badasses from this side of the building to go over there and stop them, the miscreants? So, I mean, ideological booking decisions can be, it's like Swiss cheese. You can poke holes on it, but I don't know. I've never booked, so I can't speak on that. And Caleb Bryant Pearson says kamikaze, and that's supposed to make a difference. It was done with malicious intent, plain and simple. And Eddie Dropkick says, so dumb to even defend that.
Look,
Um,
look,
and
look, everybody. I read the comments, and I'm seeing this, and again, Ozzy V wants to just mention right there because I see that he's on here. He's like, let's squash this once and for all. Look, man, you're listening to me. You you had a chance to talk to me face to face. I kept it professional. We can talk. You want to squash it? I'll squash it. I'm not here to fucking call you out of it. Hey, I want to fight you. I want to do this. I want to do that. This isn't about that. This is man to man. A total fucking disrespect, bro. And that's how I feel. Again, when I said earlier that when I fucking hashtag that shit, I meant no ill will. No ill will on that shit. And I said that to the other person that's involved. Um, and I felt that it's a fucking disrespect to fucking do that. He says he told me 2 hours beforehand that the match was changed. That's what you just said, I believe, Adam Woods. That is a lie. Because fucking, again, I said 20 minutes before, or 30 minutes before that. Shit, we were there for a good minute. Maybe he's right. I'm not looking at the fucking clock. But I know for a fact that it wasn't 2 hours because Eddie Vice, my opponent, got off of work at 5 o'clock. Shows at fucking 7 o'clock. That's already 2 hours window right there. My opponent didn't show up till almost 30, 45 minutes after because of traffic and shit like that. So again, it's a he or she says thing. But at the end of the day, when he told me about the match, it was closer to fucking 6:30, I believe. I'm not good with time. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and defend. He is partially right. It wasn't exactly fucking 20, 30 minutes, but it's somewhere around that ball frame of doors opening and shit like that. Um, uh, but it's again, it's when they came up to me after I finished having a conversation with the other promoter saying, "Hey, can you find out if this is fucking true?" This and that. That's when, like I said, she came back to me and said, "Well, either you do this thing 45 seconds, or you don't have to be on the show." Again, I just chose not to be on the show. I said, "Fine, I won't be on the show. I'm not here to cause a headache." If he's
Right.
telling it again, if what I read there is correct, of him saying that this show was done and was being written out back in May, that's fine. You wrote it out back then. Like I said, I reached out about a month and a half to 2 months ago.
Right.
I said, if you can do something for me, then that'd be great. If not, I understand. So if you didn't have room for me, tell me that up front. I wasn't gonna get butthurt. I'm not gonna. This whole thing could have been avoided. Tell me up front, hey. But again, when I'm told that I'm getting this, I'm getting that. That's fine. That's the agreement that we came upon. This is an agreement that we make. If you tell me,
Right.
if you tell me, hey Woods, if you tell me, hey, I'll pay you X amount of money. I need you to come to my house and paint it. And I say, okay, cool, fine. And I get there, and then you start taking stuff off, saying, hey, you know what? You're only going to paint this side of the wall, not the other side. Okay, fine. I still expect to get paid for the amount that you told me to, because that's the agreement
Right.
we came on. If if it's because you don't fucking, you know what I mean? So we came to an agreement, two agreements, twice. I said, hey, I'm fine with that kind of match. Hey, second time around, I'm fine with that kind of match. That's fine. But then you come out and give me even a shorter match the day of. It's like, why? Why am I keep getting cut down?
Right.
And
Well, just I guess I think it's kind of fair. I mean, like I said, Ozzy. If you want to tell your side of the story, my DMs are open. So let's do that because I think it's fair or roundtable. But yeah, he said, oh, okay, I love this because it's Brian Pillman references. So I'm gonna pull this up. So basically, he's saying the issue in March can't be spoken on publicly. This behavior is unbelievable. I mean, so for me, there's not one mention of any March show on the promotion's website. So the UEW
oh,
website
they
or
didn't.
any.
There isn't something like that. It was a
Right,
conversation that was had between the parties involved backstage. There is
right,
no
right.
public forum.
Right. But he's saying it can't be spoken on publicly, right? Well, I mean, are you ideologically? And this is my question to Ozzy. Maybe he'll chime in on the comments. But are you a going to promote the show or you're not going to promote the show? Because at some point, whether you have it in March, April, end of the year, leap year, 4 years from now, at some point you're going to have to promote the show. Actually, it's free press the way that I see it. Again, I'm not a worker. I've never been in the business, never taken a bump or whatever. But I would think that's, what, how many months of publicity? Half a year of publicity and what have you. That's kind of weird to me. I'm just, with all due respect, it's kind of weird to me. I mean, free press is always good press, I would think, but I don't, I wasn't there. And he's also saying 10 to 15 minutes was never originally part of the card for your match. But correct me if I'm wrong, Freddie. But was it or was it not you, what Aussie V, that you spoke to when discussing this?
No, it wasn't.
Right.
It was a third party.
Right.
So Ozzy V, if you're listening, again, this is that conversation was between me and another person. So I don't know who's in charge. I don't know what's in charge. I don't know any of that shit. But the person that I thought was in charge is the person that I was talking, and that's the information that I got. So the discussion that you and I had was very, very different from the discussion I had with somebody else. from the person that told me I was booked. So again, there's a lot of she said this shit.
Right.
You know, again, I'm not. I don't want people to think I'm shedding on them because I'm not shedding on them. It's it's just fucking. This is what happened. You wanted to find out why this shit was canceled. I got
Mm.
nothing to hide. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Hey, don't go to their shows," or "Hey, don't do this." Like, no,
Right. Exactly.
I'm not. I'm not doing that. That's stupid. I don't. If anything, I don't want them to fucking go under. But I'm not gonna fucking sit here and be like, fucking like I'm not upset about something. You know. Again, like I said, there's a lot of shit that went down behind closed doors, and I'm opening the thing to the whole thing. And again, I ain't nobody. I'm not a fucking. I'm not a Rock. I'm not a AJ Styles. I'm not fucking. I'm not the biggest indie guy out there, and I don't deserve anything. The wrestling business doesn't deserve to give me anything back. This is more of just a self respect thing and a fucking fact that I felt like I I I worked hard to do something, to promote something, to do
Right.
this, and to be told something, whether it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. There's a dispute here going all that. Like I said, it's still in my eyes, it's not fair to me for the amount of work that I'm putting in. You know, I
Yeah.
didn't want, like I said, I didn't cause a scene. I'm not here to cause a scene.
Right.
I came on this podcast to explain the cancellation of the match and why it was
Right.
canceled. I'm not here me saying that fucking that there's anything anybody's lying to me or nobody's lying to me. I'm just going by the word of what I got and the
Right.
information that was translated.
And I mean, and also, Freddie, it was actually I that reached out to you after seeing your post. With our relationship over the last, what, 3 years, which is, if
Yeah,
I've been doing it 5, you've literally known me over half of my career, right? So I'm
yeah,
the one who reached out to you and was like, yo, let's hash it out. I don't care if you do an Instagram live yourself. We jump on Instagram live right now, or you do it on the podcast or what have you. And that's why I'm extending the olive branch to Ozzy. I don't know. I've heard of you. You know, I've seen some of your quiz show stuff, and it's really awesome. So that's, it's no ill will or anything like that. But it was I that reached out to Freddie. No one else. It was me. So if anybody takes the blame of, Freddie kind of hashing it out in this kind of public forum, it's me. It's me because I wanted to know, honestly. So with that being said, in regards to certain items can't be spoken on publicly, he knows that this is ridiculous. But Dropkick, my guy, says, "LOL, you're the Booker man," and I love that. And Fu, I'm an insider man. Again, Dropkick, my guy, yo, love you, bro. Because yeah, you're spitting Brian Pillman, and anybody who spits Brian Pillman is family to me. So there you go. And revealing himself, Kamikaze says, "I'm the Aussie he's referring to," and Hellbound has been planned since May, and that is in reference to last night. That was the UEW show, Hellbound, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Again,
Uh,
oh
yeah.
yes, I'm again. I mentioned that earlier that comment was made.
Right. Right.
You know, and like I said, I'm angry. I'm pissed at the situation. This wasn't something that fucking there. But you know what? I have nothing to hide. I mean, I get what he's saying in the sense of, oh, this is matter should be talked publicly, this and that. Da, da, da.
Well,
But guess
yeah.
what?
So
It became public because because why? Because I posted something that said, "Hey, match canceled. I'm sorry." And if you look at my post, it says, "Hey, I apologize, but
right.
the match is canceled." I didn't put a reason on there. I didn't put anything on there. No, I got messaged from someone that was at the show who said, "Hey, you should have still done what you were told to do." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, wait, well, how the hell does he know what happened?
Right.
So I'm not the person that went technically public. I gonna add on to defend myself before shit gets out of hand.
Right. And especially, if you're inviting people to shows in your personal life or selling tickets, I feel you've got a bit of an obligation. Obviously, guys and gals in AEW, Impact Wrestling, WWE, they don't have that problem in the sense that, they don't have to sell tickets, the individual wrestlers. They just go out there and wrestle their match, and that's why if they do a 15-second squash match, or if you're, the former Lana CJ Perry, week after week after week after week, you get put through a table, you actually get over, and then you get featured and nevered, right? But
Yeah,
theoretically, that that your pay is supposed to circumvent, the maybe poor booking decisions that may happen in the back, or just just creative has nothing for you. So at least what I understand it from friends that have worked there, that have told me how it works. But when it's an indie, kind of, I'm not saying lower, but if it's an indie scene where the workers are responsible for selling the tickets and not so much the promoters, then, like, again, any publicity is good publicity. I know instances where, MMA fights, right? And let's say if a promoter oversells a venue, there's only 1,500 seats, and they sell, I don't know, 2,000 tickets, right? Well, there's 500 people that you have to go, hey, your money's back, and they've done themselves up, got ready for the night of the town, had a nice dinner, maybe a bunch of beers at the show, and they can't even get in. They paid their ticket, 500 people. They paid their ticket, and what, you
but
know?
and at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the card is always subject to change, right? So not everything on the card is guaranteed. So by me announcing that, hey, this match got canceled, I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I, you know, that's what it is. It's scheduled to change. There's going to be a dispute no matter what, from a promoter, from a wrestler, from this or that. There's always going to be an argument. Nothing's always going to be
Peachy
fucking
keen.
sugar.
Perfect. Yeah.
Per, you know. With that being said, the card subject to change. The match changed. The match didn't happen, unfortunately. I don't think I did anything wrong in the sense of trying to sabotage anything. I didn't tell people not to go to the show,
Right, exactly. That was nowhere in it, And
and I continued my way. Again, this matter could have been done privately, probably much better. But with we're heated heads right now. Everybody's heated. I'm heated the most. Um, and you know what? It's been keeping me up inside, man. Like it fucking bummed me out. I'm legit was bummed out from the moment I left. My decision wasn't made. My decision was not made also without thinking about it having consequences. I reached out to people. I asked for opinions before I made my decision, and
right.
I took uh, by the verse, this was the decision that I made that I thought was the best in my interest, in my self respect, and whether it was a right decision or wrong decision, it doesn't matter. It was a right decision in my mind, in my head, for myself.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
100%.
People will agree with it. People will not agree with it. I'm not here to tell people to take sides. I'm here to tell people, like, look, shit happens. Shit happened. Shit went south. Shit didn't go right. End of the day, um, again, I'm not here to bash anybody. I got heat. I got heat. If
Yeah.
people want to respect my decision, they're going to respect my decision. We said this earlier. I said, talked about this earlier. We're entitled to our opinions. We're
Right.
entitled to what we feel. I might be wrong. My opinion might be wrong. My decision might be wrong. But it felt right. It felt right to do it. And I have to live with that now, moving forward.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, that's all I can say. Now, does Aussie V want to squash this situation? We can squash it. I'm not here to, like, again, I'm not here to say that I want to fight this person. This is not me doing that. If he wants to have a private conversation with me, then let's have a private conversation. Um, as far as how we squash this, I'm not, again, this is already public because we're here. I'm saying it's here forever.
Right.
Um, but I mean, I'm not here to fight people. I'm not here to do shit like that. It's not that I don't want people to be like, "Oh, we were scared to fight." No, it's not about being scared to fight or being not scared to fight. This. You know, there's some things that just don't need to be fought. This, is,
Right.
this isn't a fucking. This isn't a fucking. Oh, let's throw blows or this.
No, 100%. And I you
Again,
know,
again, this whole thing could have been avoided had people had straight up front from the get go.
right. No, 100%. So, I mean, Caleb Bryant says, Caleb Barton Pearson. Sorry, but 40, he says that 45 seconds is unbelievable. Now, Ozzy retorts, certain items can't be spoken on publicly. He knows that. This is ridiculous. We got that. Oh, wait, I'm reading past comments. Sorry. Okay. Yes, and at end of the day, it's still hella cruddy. Says Dropkick, my guy, and we need a roundtable of this now. I think if you guys are good with it, I'm happy to play intermediary. Right, this is a safe place for everybody to kind of expound whatever they feel. So
I'm gonna,
that's
I'm gonna, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you bring Ozzy V on this thing, I'm gonna keep my mouth quiet because there's always two sides of the story. I've said my side of the story. I will give him the respect of letting him speak his mind, speak his side of the story, because again, he's owed that. He needs a chance. He wants to say his side of the story, then let him say his side of the story. I don't want people to be like, well, we only heard once. No, again, if he wants to say his side of the story, if he wants to talk about it, fine. Let him have his.
right.
Let him talk about it. Like I'll give. I'm not here to fucking argue with him. I'm just telling you what I went through, the experience, the stuff that was said to me.
Right,
You
absolutely.
know, if he has, again, if he's telling me, like he's mentioning on the comments right there, hey, we had this show planned since what did you say, March? Then fine. You have the show planned till March. Then again, this is not something that I knew. But again, I also asked if you have space for me, if you have time, I would like to be on this show. I didn't
Okay.
I didn't say, hey, I need to fucking be on this fucking show. Hey, I deserve to be on this show. Or hey, I you know I'm this person. This is my show. I don't need to be on the show. The agreement, like I said, the original conversation was, hey, I would like to be on the show if possible. If you can make it happen, great. I thought they made it happen, and they did make it happen. I was on the show, but
Right.
the way it came down at the end was just in my opinion, I wasn't happy with that outcome.
Right. And then Ozzy is like, I'd like to discuss the lead up to this. It's the week leading up to it. Don't match his recollections of the conversations. But to be fair, it wasn't you. I mean, it was an Aussie that you talked to. It was somebody else, third party that you believe that was the booker. You didn't know until the night of the show, Freddie, that Aussie was the booker that night.
Well, like I said, yeah, I mean, like I said, there's that shit going on. Like I said, I
Right.
don't know what the hell's going on. Again, Ozzy, you're listening obviously to me.
Yeah.
If you want to speak your mind, you have every chance to speak your mind. Um, that's all I can say. I'm not like I said. If from my recollection, like I said, if you're that upset at me, if you're that upset at me, we could have spoken sooner.
Right.
This could have been squashed sooner privately.
Yeah.
But the way the shit was handled towards the end, I just wasn't happy with that, and that's why I pulled off the fucking card.
Right.
Um, People want to ask why I pulled off the card. I'm gonna give people the reason why I got pulled off the card,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason was I didn't feel that it was I just felt like fucking 45 seconds was a slap in the fucking face.
Yeah, and I mean to that, Ozzy says I'll DM you, which he has, and Dropkick, my guy, he says of the March show, I'm a promoted for a month. Don't mean to laugh, no disrespect, but he says I'm a promoted for a month, and then cut it. Uh, pretty suspect, my guy. And hey, in terms of Brian Pillman references, again, Pillman is one of my top 10 of all time. So that's getting over with me. And Dropkick says yes. We need a three-way interview with them, and yep, DM'd on Instagram, which has that has happened. So thank you, Ozzy V, for being open to that. But I mean, so for me, I've got a couple questions. So obviously, like you were saying at the top of the show, you were one of the originals for this promotion,
Yeah.
right? And
Hmm.
so, but there are others. Like you said, obviously the most notable one to current day fans are obviously Scorpio Sky, but also God Zork and why am I blank?
Zorka and Phoenix are.
Yes, absolutely. They're former NWA champions, tag team champions. So, like, those are
So,
names to me too.
so
So,
again, there's very few left. It's not that, like I said, I don't feel we are owed anything. The wrestling business doesn't owe me anything.
right,
It's a privilege to be in the ring. It's a privilege to do those things. It's not owed to us. We're not here to fucking be like, oh, you owe me this. No, I'm not owed anything. But I do ask. All I ask is for respect. Respect me enough to fucking tell me to my face, or respect me enough to just be like, hey man, you know what? We aren't. We This is what I can offer you. If you want to take it, tell me from the get go. Be upfront with me from the beginning. Don't wait last minute
right.
after I've done all this shit. You know, like I
And
mean, it,
so,
it's this whole shit could be avoided if you're just upfront with me.
right, and also with me, right. So, like, obviously, you're tagging the promotion in all your posts, as is Eddie Weiss, right? Promoting, doing both of your best to promote this show, right? So, was anybody else promoting it as heavily on the card? At least,
I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and say yes or no. Every
okay.
that's look.
I mean, it's subjective,
It's,
and
it's 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 subjective because it's like not everybody. Those are what those are what I'm looking for. Everybody's gonna do what they want to do.
right,
I'm pushing it because I believe in this match. I believe in this thing, and I want to get as many people at this fucking show as possible. I have a strong following, whether it's wrestling related or whether it's through my charity work that I do. I'm trying to get all eyes on there, so I'll promote the shit out of the show, right? Um, I have an old school mentality of promoting. My everybody's different, um, and everybody does. Nobody has to do it. That we are all. That's just plain and simple. Nobody has to do it. The fact that I'm doing it is I'm going out of my way to do it. Um, I'm trying to do my part to do that. I also feel that since a promotion is taking that risk on you, I feel that yes, you do owe it to the promotion as well to fucking promote.
mm-hmm.
I was once told by Al Snow, like, if you're charging $20 for a fucking for tickets or for yourself to go, then you better bring double of what you're asking for.
Right.
Like, why are you being booked? Um,
No, and
it,
funny enough, I was actually right behind you with this conversation with the snow is happening, which I find funny. So I know exactly what you're saying, but also what I do want to share, just in terms of context, right? So
yeah.
I'm going to pull up the UEW Instagram page, right?
Hmm.
So I'm here. And this for, again, here's my mouse. So tagged, right? People who have tagged the promotion leading up to Hellbound, right?
Hmm.
So I see one, two, three, four,
That that
right?
that black screen is probably one of mine. So
Right. And then, yeah, five, right? Of you and Eddie Weiss, respectively, right?
yeah.
Then we also have
But keep going down. There's all lead ups. There's more
okay,
posts that are done. So I mean, it's like
so
show. Like, look how far back are these shows?
yeah, I mean, obviously we've got the good brother Guy Cool, you've got a human tornado, crazy enough. We've got Titus, and then you've got this fine folk here,
A lot of the
Muyaja.
stuff there is old due to the fact that they, like I said, they took a hiatus fucking
Right, absolutely. So,
30
I mean,
years ago.
just to give it context, right? This is 61 weeks ago, and there's 60 weeks in a year. So the ones down, and again, this is just the tag. I'm just showing people who have tagged UEW, in promotion of the show, just to kind of give it context, right? But we've got again one, two, three, four, five, six. Wait, I'm sorry. Well, I can't count. So one, two,
Right.
three, four, five, and right. So five of you and Eddie respectively. Then you've got friend. So we've got Danica Bloodwin,
Mhm.
right? There's one of her match with Mariah Moreno, a friend of the show. Um, Again, another Danica Bloodwin, and the good brother, the party captain, Guy Cool,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, theoretically speaking, just in terms of people who have tagged, UEW in promotion of Hellbound, right? It's clearly you and Eddie Weiss did the lion's share of the work. Of there's five posts to everyone's one or two, right? So you to to kind of just get 45 seconds. Obviously, people who have tagged it, right? Not stuff that the promotion did themselves, because again, you can pull up the stuff that the promotion has done themselves, right? And it is, let's see, how am I doing this? Oh yeah, sorry, sorry for my technical unsavviness. That happens a lot, but obviously these are the ones that are the promotion put out themselves, right? And
Mhm.
it's everybody on the card, rightfully so. But in terms of people who have tagged Underground Empire Wrestling, right? Again, it's a 5 to 1, 5 to 1, 5 to 2 ratio. 5 to 1 in terms of a guy cool, and 5 to 2 when it comes to Danica Bloodwin. And so yeah, you guys did the lion's share of the work. So, for me, in terms of booking philosophies, it's kind of weird. As Dropkick, my guy says, pretty suspect. That again, people who have put that much effort into promoting the show and tagging the promotion. Well, guess what? Why are you giving him a 45-second match?
You
It
know,
sounds weird.
like I
It's
said,
it's weird. It doesn't make sense to me.
like I said,
And
I don't tag to make myself look better. I don't do that. I feel
no,
that
no, no. I'm not
I
saying that. I'm
no
not
no.
saying that at all. Yeah.
I just want people to the people that are watching this and hearing this. I don't do
Right.
those things to get a high five or a pat on the back. I do those things because I want people to come see this. I want people to come to the shows. I want people to do this. I tell people, hey, when you come to one of my matches, you're not just getting a match; you're getting an experience. Um, and I'm not concerned about other things. I want the shows to be spectacular. I want to
Mm.
bring in people that are suspect about coming to shows and coming to not shows. At a lot of the shows that I do outside of UEW, I tell the boys, I tell the girls in the back, like, hey man, there's new people out there. They came to see me, but go steal them from me.
Right.
I want them to become fans of yours. Like
Right.
like the people that are gonna come see me are always gonna come see me. But I want people to be like, damn, I'll tell you what. I don't know who this person, so and so person is, but I just saw him and he's fucking amazing. I'll come back and see him. Like it's not about me. Like I want people to fucking come in, people to fucking do this, people to fucking to just jump in. Um,
Right.
I I'm on my way out. I
Yeah.
haven't
No.
I,
100%.
I have nothing more to say about that. I am on my way out. I'm hoping that I can still help, help out with the classes and mentor people on when train new students and whatnot when they come in the game. That's what I'm hoping for. If I'm welcome back, whatever, whatnot. Um, if you look at, like I said, all my posts are just all apologetic about not being there. I felt like by me pulling out, I let my fans down. I let people down. People can contest of how the last 2 days since yesterday, I've just been down in the dumps, man.
Yeah.
I fucking felt like shit. I still feel
Right.
like shit, and maybe that's why I agreed to come on this fucking podcast. Um,
Right. No,
you know,
no, absolutely.
I wish
But
this all could have been avoided, but it
yeah.
isn't. And again, I'm not here to tell people, hey, this company's crap. No, it's not crap. My situation is a situation for myself.
Right.
This is me venting about my situation,
No,
my
100%.
experience. This
Right.
isn't this isn't this isn't a fucking, oh, let me go shit on this company. I'm not shitting on them, dude.
No, no, no. But I mean, just for people that are watching, and I did this for myself, right? So here is Aussie V's, Instagram page, right? And I hope he doesn't mind me sharing it. But what was the hashtag that you got in trouble for?
Like again, it was on that promo video, the all black thing. All I put on there was Voice of the Underground.
So it's something like Voice of the Underground, right? Isn't that?
Mhm.
Sorry about that, guys. I had too many screens open and Microsoft just crashed on me. Sorry about that. No, but
Hey, let me see something real quick. Anybody out there? This isn't a fucking let's beat fucking people down while they're down. Okay, I'm giving you my experience. This is my shit. This is my beef. This is my thing. Don't fucking go and attack fucking any of these people privately. I'm not asking for people to stand up for me.
no, no, no.
I'm no, no, hold on, man. I'm saying that in the most upward. I might have all these fuck. Well, what the hell? I'm going blank screen. I don't know if you can hear me. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Radio check 1 2. That's my signal? Is that your signal? I don't even know. I feel like I got a good signal. I'm on the internet here.
Your full screen. I wanted. I
I'm here.
wanted.
I'm
No,
here.
no, no. Go ahead and speak your.
Don't fucking go and harass these people. I'm not asking you to harass people. I'm not asking to. Am I on this thing?
Yeah, no, hold on. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
all weird.
weird.
I'm not asking for you guys to harass anybody. Like this isn't a bash fest. This is something personal that I have. Like I came on this thing to just express my feelings, my concerns on what happened. That's all it is. This isn't fucking anything like that. So again, I don't need fucking people trying to cancel people or trying to do these things. Like, hey, people have lives. People want to do their things. Um, people are trying to fucking make something of themselves. And can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because the screen's black on yours, so I wasn't sure.
No, no.
Uh, like I said,
Your
we don't.
full
We
screen.
I don't need to go on. People don't need to go on Instagram and attack him or anything like that. This isn't.
No,
This
no,
isn't.
no. I pulled that up for because again, what supposedly happened was somebody got offended by a hashtag. I pulled up his Instagram, and if he wants to come at me, there's no mention. I went through about 12 of his posts, and it's all about his, the trivia show stuff, which again, awesome, right? But there's no mention of it. So, what beef allegedly is there? I'm I'm not sure. I got a big old question mark in my fucking brain.
Understood. But like I'm telling that for anybody else out there. I'm not saying that you're out there fucking doing all this shit. Um, like I said, this isn't fucking. Hey, let me go bash this fucking guy. This and that. I hope you guys all can respect that out of him. Don't fucking. This isn't a go cancel movement. Like if anybody's starting this shit, don't start this. My boy here, Adam Woods, and I just had a conversation about this earlier about being free to be able to speak our minds and have an opinion. You know what? Like I said, Ozzy V and I thought we were cool. Honestly, I thought we were cool. I mean, I've been to his house to watch Raider games. You know, Adam, I'm a big Raiders fan. I know he's a big Raiders fan. People can talk shit on the Raiders all day today. We fucking lost. But you know what? I thought we were fucking cool. I wish I knew. I wish, like I said, all this shit could have been avoided had we fucking talked. Why did this shit get escalated so bad? As
Right.
I mentioned to you, I understood he was upset over something. That's from my understanding. I still went and shook the man's hand the day of the show, respectfully. I didn't fucking do anything else. Whether I agreed with the way he returned the handshake back to me, that's how I felt. You know, um, like I said, I used to fucking have all this great shit, things like that. I remember when he fucking first started. I didn't mean to fucking disrespect him if that's how he felt. That's not my intentions of anything I fucking did prior to this shit. But the way the shit was handled at the end, I can be to put the blame on this shit. Was not handled correctly. There could have probably been a better way to fucking do this. But again, I did what I thought was best for my interest, for my
Right.
reputation, for the amount of
Right.
work that I've done. I'm not owed shit
Right.
from
And
this.
I also think that Ozzy. I'm not speaking for him at all, but I mean everybody. Every action is reaction, right? So he was probably, and just judging by his comments, and Ozzy, correct me if I'm wrong. And again, you're gonna have your time in a date and a time that works best for you. I'm gonna try and make myself available so you could air your piece, because it's no fun, not having it. It's just, typing is different than having the context of the conversation. So I want to make sure I get the full context. So he's gonna have it, but just like I said, for me, right, just kind of looking at the situation, I believe he did what he felt was right because he's defending it. You believe what you did was right, right? And I think ideologically, you know, everybody has different philosophies. We were talking off air, right? Because Dropkick, my guy, says, "Where you train at, Shiver?" So you want to clue him in on it? You want to speak on it?
I train at the Lucha Homies. That's out in Stanton, California. We ran out the ring a few times out of the week from the John De La O Jiu Jitsu Center. We train out there. We have our head trainers are Little Cholo formerly from Lucha Underground, and I believe it's WSX on MTV. He's one of the main trainer. He is the main trainer, along with his partner Mariachi Loco, Lucha Homies. Um, got nothing, no, nothing but positive things out of there. They've revamped me. They've helped me improve. They've helped me in every aspect. They were there for me when I was having a heart problem during the pandemic. You know what? Fuck, I'm gonna go public. Like I said, this is a public thing. For those that don't know, and in back in the when the pandemic first started, I found out that I had two clogged arteries in my heart. I was almost about to have open heart surgery, but the doctors felt that I can get some heart stents put in me. And it was a tough time, very depressing time, fell in depression, things like that. With that being said, I owe everything to the Lucha homies and the class and the academy because they stuck by my side, checked up on me daily, still welcome me to the classes open arms, and I can't thank them enough for everything they've done for me, and help me, open and expand everything else. That's how I got to work with Marty Elias and Rick Knox, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be upset at me for this podcast, but I'm sorry, guys. I just had to speak my mind on this. And I just felt that that they deserve a mention. There's a lot of great guys coming out of that thing. It's an option for people to train somewhere else as well than where they're normally at. Maybe they want to learn a different style. Um, our style is pretty much lucha libre, uh, estilo mexicano, with an American psychology twist. We're a hybrid style wrestling school where we're learning everything both American and traditional Mexican style. It also helps guys, learn in case their goals are to go out of the country to Mexico. We do help with learning the Spanish lingo, and it's definitely a fun class. Definitely a class for you to come check out. That's like I said, that's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Classes are I'm not gonna say you're lying. Classes are cheap. I don't know the pricing, but I know it's a lot cheaper than a lot of other places. And for the amount of training that you get from them and the knowledge you get, I can't speak volumes of everything. We have guest trainers come in at randomly. Me myself have never told when they're coming in, but previous guest trainers that have come in are Pentagon Cero Miedo. We've had Psycho Clown. We had Also, we had Charlotte Flair and Andrade stop by one of the training times.
Yeah. Paul
Um,
London.
Paul London is there regularly. Not as much lately because I know he's busy with stuff. We've also had Elias, and we've had Ladero Kid, and there's going to be more. And that's all included, pretty much. Up to date. Maybe that might change. I hope I'm not speaking, but that's part of some of the things that we can offer. And there's not even an extra charge sometimes. Sometimes these guys just want to come in and help out, and train us and give us their knowledge. And a lot of other schools have their style. Our style, like I said, is very different, but we're very open to having new students come in. And I like I said, the Freddie Havoc that you knew from years ago. If I would have known this, I would probably be in a lot of different places. Just in the sense of traveling more. I'm making the most of the experiences, and that's that. I'm currently working for VWE. Out of they're based out of the Imperial Valley down there by Brawley and they're Central. I
Okay.
like to run shows up here in SoCal. I'm gonna shoot a promo here. Pretty much.
Go for it.
We got a big show coming up in 2 weeks on the 22nd. Or I don't have a flight in front of me. I hope that's correct. But it's the 20th. You know what? Let me look at the calendar before I shoot myself in the foot and I get yelled
I
at later for
hey
this
hey
shit.
hey, hey, hey. I got you.
22nd.
Okay.
22nd.
I was gonna go.
22nd. And live in action. I'm not sure who he's wrestling, but we're gonna have ECW, WCW, and WWE legend wrestle that night. Being Psychosis will be in action.
Oh
Um,
hey.
so we're not just a company that's put shows with local talent. We're bringing in big talent to these shows. I'm not sure who he's wrestling, but I know that they announced him and they did a big thing. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see the promo video there. Very excited for that. And they've brought in big stars in the past. So VWE is a new company in the Orange County area, but they're also a company that's been around for years. I know before I was around, they had like the likes of Rey Mysterio there. Man, super crazy there. So they every now and then they'll bring in guys who are on the free market. They're not afraid to bring them in and have matches with anybody pretty much. So we're trying to do big things with it. Our last show, we had this. Our sponsors for this company, we got sponsors.
Hey, there you go.
Our sponsors are very positive in backing us up. We have Zoyer USA who sponsors us. We also have El Pollo Fino out of Orange County, Anaheim area, and all these. I want to say there's one more, and I'm afraid that I'm going to forget and they're going to kill me, but I apologize for that. But we're trying different things. We're trying to promote. And this is, I guess, this is part of my ego is finally the work that I put in is what's showing. Um,
Exactly.
Again, I'm not the best wrestler. I'm not AJ Styles. I'm not Ricochet. I'm just Freddie. And Sometimes I know what I can do. I know the stuff that's in those rings. From the last time we talked, when I first joined you, a lot has changed. A lot has advanced. I've done that. And same thing with the guys that train there that are putting in the work and they're going out there and putting on killer matches, win, lose or tie. Like the Raiders say, win, lose or tie. These guys at Lucha Homies are fucking killing it. They're killing it. They're putting in good work. Their guys are coming out. We have, like I said, Eddie Vice is one of the guys that came out of that camp. We have a gentleman by I'm not a fan of him because I got to give him some payback, but top tier Bobby is another guy that came out of there who's starting to make a name for himself, make some noise in SoCal. We
Hey.
we have a gentleman by the name of that is also out there making a statement is Mike Check, and that's Mike Mike, and Check is Cheq. Got to say that right. I think that's right. He's gonna kill
It's
Mike
like that
Check.
Mark Quinn with the MARQ. It's the different pronunciations, right?
Yeah, definitely. Um, Definitely. Those guys are making noise, man. They're out there putting their names out there. They're wrestling. These guys that I'm mentioning are out there wrestling for big crowds and turning heads. I know some of them just came back from Rosarito, wrestling out there. They killed the show. These were guys that were just given an opportunity, pretty much say, hey man, we're booking a match. It's gonna be you and you versus you and you, and they killed it out there. They turned some heads, and they're being welcomed back to Rosarito.
That's
Um,
great.
I also
That's
got
what you want to hear.
I also got to mention Jack Cartwheel. He's the big new up and comer out in PWG. He's been training with us. He's didn't start with us originally. I know he started up north, moved down to Southern California for school, and we welcomed him in. He came in and he's upped his game. He came in with some great knowledge and some great skill from up north. I don't know the school he came from, but joined our group, our core class, and he trains his ass off, man. And seeing him at GCW, seeing him at PWG, I have nothing but respect for him. I think the sky's the limit for a guy like him. And all the guys. This isn't just him. This is all. Everybody has something to offer. Everybody's
Mm,
fucking great. Whether you like them, whether you hate them. Me personally, there's guys I hate. I hate Angel Vega.
ooh.
I got some revenge for him. Top tier Bobby as well. Trying to take me out with kendo stick shots. There's guys there I'll talk highly of them in the sense of, hey, I respect the work they do and how they do it. Or do I respect them in the ring? Hey, that's a whole nother story. That's when I bring up the Sean, what is it, John Cena's five knuckle shuffle here, and drop the haymakers on their faces. But above everything else, man, like I said, um, you're not gonna get a crappy match at any of the VW shows. You're gonna get some quality matches. Every match is different, and all I can say is thank you to VWE for believing in the guys they bring in and saying, hey, this is what we're gonna bring in. These are the guys we're bringing in. They take chances. And
There you go.
that's what I love about it is that they take a chance on people that nobody's heard of and they give them a platform. And it's up to us as the wrestlers, to deliver. If the fans want to see a fucking great match, they're gonna create a great match. It's gonna be competitive. You don't know who the hell's gonna win at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, no matter what, every both guys gave it everything they had. Um,
Exactly.
and there's guys there that I don't like as well. And everything. There's gonna be people you don't like, and hey, you don't like them, that's fine. I think that makes the matches better. Because he wants to beat the shit out of me, I want to beat the shit out of them. But end of the day, Lucha Homies. Check them out on Instagram. Check them out on Facebook. Follow them. Follow Little Cholo. Follow Mariachi Loco. Follow myself. Have any questions, information, follow me. Um, I like I said, I'm just here to speak my mind about certain things.
There you
Uh,
go. The man himself, the little cholo.
there
Hey,
he
what
is.
up? There it is. We
Um,
try to DM that guy to be on the podcast.
hey, he's a busy man. But no, he's definitely like I said, he's a great trainer. I can't thank him enough for what he's done for me. He didn't have to welcome me into his school 3 years ago. I myself was one of his. Like, I would like to consider myself his first student as far as the Lucha homies goes. Maybe he's had other students that he's had in the past. And along with Eddie Vice, we were definitely, even though Eddie Vice and myself have gone different paths and the way we see each other, and the way we want to beat each other down. But at the end of the day, we were the first two guys that he took risks on and trained us. And that's the best thing about wrestling. You can train with someone, but you don't have to like that person. And then you get in the ring and you can hash it out in the ring, and that's what Eddie Vice and I, did previously. Is he didn't like me. He doesn't like what I represent sometimes, and I don't like what he represents.
It happens.
But that's what wrestling is. We're not gonna like everybody at the same time. So, but I respect the quality of work and the effort and the hustle. Like John Cena says, I respect the hustle. And all these guys from Top Notch, whether you like them or hate them, whether I like them or hate them, it's not what I like, it's not what I hate. It's what the fans like, it's what the
Right.
fans hate.
Exactly.
I'm just there to kick ass. What's the cue? What is the Roddy Piper thing? I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah, and I'm all out of bubble gum. Well, hey, guess what? I'm all about kissing hands and shaking babies. And guess what? I'm all out of shaking hands. I'm just gonna start shaking these babies out of the business.
Damn, whoa, holy shit. I thought you said you didn't want to get heat. Oh, lordy. No, but Freddie, thank you so much for speaking your piece. And actually, with the powers of the internet, Little Cholo says, I'll come on soon. And Freddie isn't giving anything. He earns it every time. I'm proud of Freddie. Keep it up. And coming from a trainer, that's got to be cool. Shout out to Little Cholo, a legend in the business. At least I will tell him that every time I see him. So shout out to Little Cholo and the Lucha Homies, Mariachi Loco as well. And also, thank you guys for joining us here at According to Woods. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the According to Woods podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And here we go. I'm going to be live with Aussie V in just a few minutes. That just happened. So we will hear Aussie V's side of things. But again, you guys are amazing. Keep on chive on. Oh, what happened?
Again, if Ozzy V's still here, wants to listen, if he really wants to, like I said, want to squash this thing, let's squash it. I don't have a problem squashing it. I'm not here to fucking call you out. Again, I'm not here to bash on UW. Support them if you want to support them. I'm not saying don't. I'm
Right.
not saying if or not. I mean, everybody has a preference of a style of wrestling they want.
Exactly.
If you're looking for that style, hey, by all means, I'm here just to speak my mind in the sense of what happened yesterday. This is what happened. This is what I was told. Whether that there's two sides to the story, by all means, he can talk his side. I'm not here to fucking bash him. I said what
Yeah.
I had to say.
Right.
Again, it might not be politically correct everything I said, but I'm done with this shit, man. I'm done with just keeping my mouth shut. And whether it was right, whether it was wrong, that's on me. Like I said, like I told you earlier, I made the decision to come on here to speak about it. I'm gonna live with the consequences. I'm gonna live with that. And again, this isn't a fucking cancel this or cancel that. You know, this is just me speaking my mind. I'm not fucking gonna do that shit. I'm not a millennial, so
Cool.
um, we all talk shit. In this business, you gotta have thick skin. I got the thick skin. I don't give a shit what people say about me. At the end of the day, what matters to me is what my peers say think about me. And by my peers, I mean the lucha homies themselves. That's what's important to me is they take the effort to make me fucking hustle, bustle, and shuffle and do all that shit and make sure I fucking do that. Now it's my job to show why I wanted them to show that effort to me. Otherwise, why do they fucking help me out? They don't have to fucking help me. Neither of the two guys have to help me. Neither of the two guys have to give me advice. Neither of the two guys had to welcome me in. But I've earned their respect, and I should say I hope I earned their respect. And I'm just here to fucking to put on. So again, anybody out there, the 22nd of October in Stanton, I will be flying out. I will tag Adam Wood so that he can fucking put it up. Adam, I want you to be at the show as well. I want you to come out, support. I know you love wrestling, and you don't want to miss your opportunity
Yes.
with Psychosis. There might be some more surprises there. I'm not here to spill the beans. I'm not TMZ, but I will say this is one show that you're definitely not gonna want to miss. If you've been on edge about going to these shows and just you've heard shit about it's in Orange County, it's this and that. Look, come to the show, experience it for yourself. You make the judgment. If you think this show sucks, then you don't have to come back. But I guarantee it that when you leave this show, you're gonna be like, why haven't I not been coming to these shows a lot more? Why? And that's the important part. We're here to fucking grow. We're not here to fucking bash people and bring it down. Um,
Exactly.
this is a small community of wrestling, and buy my merch. Okay, buy my merch. I don't have that shirt. I got the "Don't Be Scared, Homie" shirt. Buy my merch.
There you go. There you go. And again, while you're riding this merch, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I mean, Freddie, you're subscribed to the podcast, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I watched some of your podcasts. They're great. I'm looking forward to seeing when Junior, the little Cholo, shows up here. And what the hell did I say, Junior? What the fuck is Junior? Little Cholo shows up, and Mariachi Loco. You can get him on.
Yeah.
They got knowledge, man. That's all. That's all I'm saying is they got knowledge, experience. Their stories are amazing. Something new every week. Uh, thank you for having me again. Thank you to all that gave me a chance to speak my side of the story. Again, there's always two sides of the story. You heard my side. If you want to hear his side, you can be the judge after that. There's always that's all I can say.
Absolutely. And again, subscribe to the podcast. But if you don't believe me or Freddie, and I don't know why you wouldn't, here's pro wrestler Zeta Zang.
Hey, this is Zeta Zhang. Make sure you